What is up, internet? So I know it's been a few weeks since I've done a Friday video. My schedule has been insane, but it's starting to return to. I'm gonna keep my screen just cut out. I think the battery died. That's okay. I don't need to see myself. We're just gonna keep going. So yeah, schedule is starting to return to normal. So I haven't been able to work on the motocross bike the last few weeks, which is why I haven't made any videos on Fridays for the last few weeks, because I always try and do like street stuff on Monday and motocross stuff on Fridays, but just hasn't worked. But now we're back, schedule's kind of returning to something more normal, and we're starting to work on the motocross bike again. So I just want to give you a quick update where we're at. So it doesn't probably look like much has changed, but trust me, we've got some new stuff going on, and we're getting pretty close. A couple more videos after this, I think, and we'll be ready to break this thing in. But we got the right side Mylers radiator on, and let me tell you, man, I talked about it in the very first video where we did the tear down, because I have a Mylers radiator on the left side from a crash years ago where I destroyed the OEM radiator and had to replace it, so I got a Mylers then. So I've had one for a while, but I never did the right side. Well, we've finally done that with this rebuild. So we've got a new Mylers radiator on the right side. These things are beautiful. I don't know if it's the aluminum and the welds, but the thing just looks amazing. They're really, craftsmanship is high on these. I love them. And we got the whole cooling kit, right? So Mylers radiator hoses, hose clamps, and we got new OEM grommets, even though the Mylers kit comes with grommets, which I didn't know at the time, so I ordered OEM grommets as well, and I use the OEM grommets because they're OEM and they've lasted a long time. My only complaint with the Mylers radiator is the overflow tube. It comes out straight, but if you look at the OEM one, it's got like a little bit of a curve, and the curve really gives you a lot of room, so it's not running right into the frame. And because of the Mylers overflow tube coming out straight, I actually had to pull the radiator back off, which wasn't a big deal, but I could not get the hose on because it was so close to the frame, because it just comes straight out. So I had to pull it off, put the hose on, then put it back on. So I don't think it's gonna pinch the hose. We'll see. I mean, 2-strokes don't overheat like 4-strokes do, because they run lower compression. They just run cooler. But hopefully, if it does overheat ever, it won't spew out all over my frame if the hose gets pinched too much, but we'll see. Time will tell, I guess. So that's done. Cooling system upgrade. Nice. We've got the rear Core Moto brake line installed. I need to stick the rear wheel on so that the caliper has something to squeeze against, but it's got fluid in it. It's got a little bit of pressure. I'll put the rear wheel on. We'll do the final bleeding, and then that'll be done. And over on the workbench, and those Core Moto brake lines are awesome. I really, really like them. I think it looks great. The yellow isn't an exact match with the plastics, but I still think it looks awesome. And you know, I've got Core Moto brake lines on 3 motorcycles now, so I do like their product. It works really well, and they usually fit, like the bends on the banjos and everything. It's like everything's usually pretty much spot on, so that's really nice. The rear shock. The rear shock's like in the middle of a rebuild. Let me show you that. So there's our shock body. Got some parts over there on the back. These are actually special tools for getting seals out and stuff. This is the shock shaft. So this is your stack. Basically, this is kind of what the fluid flows through and kind of gets metered by what's inside of here. This is what they call the seal head. So this is kind of nice, because the replacement kit that I got, the rebuild kit, this is the new seal head, and it's nice because the dust seal and the oil seal, which is kind of in the center of this guy, it's all just one piece. So we have to remove this nut, pull the stack off, and then the seal head, the old seal head, comes off. Put the new seal head on, put the stack back on, put the nut back on, and just, you know, reassemble things. So the only thing that kind of sucks is that's pinned onto the nut. You actually have to grind that guy down to get the nut off. So that's kind of where I stopped. And that's a bit of a, I don't know, that kind of sucks, but whatever, it is what it is. Here's the old, what the hell do they call this? Diaphragm? I don't know, but this basically, the bladder. This is the old bladder. This sits in there. So if you've never, Well, it might help if I move the camera over to the right place. So this is the old bladder. Rides in this guy in this reservoir, and that guy sits on top, and you've got your valve in here, and so this whole system is pressurized. But we've got a new bladder right here, new bumper stop, this piece right here that it bottoms out on. So that's going on. So that's where things are at, you know, rear wheel, final bleed, shock, the whole back of the bike will be done. I have a new chain and sprocket sitting over there. We'll throw those on. That's super easy. I actually think I made a video a long time ago with this bike, back when it was still blue, on chain and sprockets. It's really easy on these because they actually use a master link. So you just like pop the little clip off and the chain comes off. You don't have to grind anything. You do have to grind the new chain because it's going to be too long, so you got to cut it down to size. But that's no big deal. But yeah, cooling system upgrade, rear brake lines installed, shock is in the middle of being rebuilt. That's where we're at. So just want to give you guys a quick update now that schedule's kind of getting back and I can get back to work on this project. Yeah, that's where we're at. So look for more, a couple more videos. We should have this thing fired up, ready for a break-in out at the track. I'm so excited. I want to ride motocross. I think that's it, man. So have a good one, guys. Keep the rubber side down, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.